This presentation is LinkedIn in a half an hour a day by Don Cassara, CEO, Think Large Consulting. Build a dependable leads pipeline plus profile, messaging, and automation. I founded Think Large Consulting in 1993 after retiring from corporate America, where I worked for Fortune 500 companies. My passion is to provide systems and marketing strategy and affordable services to small to medium businesses with guarantees to help them get started and grow with a solid foundation. First, before we get into LinkedIn, you need to know that you need to develop your strategy before you do any marketing, including LinkedIn. These elements must be defined to identify your target audience or ideal client and where they can best be found. Number 2, keywords, which would be a niche plus a location, or product plus a location, or service plus a location. And you need to know how often those keywords are searched on. Number 3, a well-defined offer with upsell, downsell, and cross-sell options. So your main offer and then other options, so they don't leave without you making a sale. Number 4, description of what they will gain from working with you, plus any guarantees that you offer. 5, you need video in today's market. You need, first of all, an introduction to you or to your company, plus then longer descriptive videos for each service or product you offer. Number 6, you should know your competition and express your difference from them. Number 7, a professional website, even if it's just one page, and an email using your company name, not a Gmail or a Yahoo. Number 8, professional scheduling that integrates with your website. And number 9, a CRM/business system also that integrates with your website, has more than just email campaigns with the scheduling, invoicing. I can show you one that I use that is very inexpensive, and it is a business system plus a CRM. So every business is different and needs an individualized plan. Why should you be on LinkedIn? And I hear this almost every day. I know I should be using LinkedIn, but I don't get it. It's complicated and confusing. It takes way too much time producing too few results. I try to connect with people, but turning those connections into meaningful conversations just isn't happening, so I just don't use it. But the truth is, over 80% of all B2B leads generated by social media come from LinkedIn. Other social networks only contribute 20%. The 4 pillars of LinkedIn, we're going to go today over your profile, how to fill it out, use professional rich media, connections, how to select ideal clients, content, posting and articles, content for messaging and connection requests. And so you understand how LinkedIn works. Messaging is considered first level. Those are people you're already connected to. You send connection requests to second and third levels. Second are connections of your connections, and third you're not connected to at all. LinkedIn credibility. The gold symbol you see next to a LinkedIn profile is called a premium profile badge, and it means that that person has a paid account. Here's why it matters when you're looking for leads and others are looking at your account, particularly in a search. That badge shows up anywhere that you show up on any search. People who pay for their LinkedIn accounts are much more likely to pick them in their searches for ideal clients. And they put extra time into building high-quality relationships with those individuals, and you'll get a higher return on your time investment. If you have a paid account, absolutely turn your badge on to convey that you're serious about business networking. LinkedIn uses a Boolean search. If you're not a programmer like me and don't do SQL searches, you probably don't know what Boolean means, but it means you can combine keywords and use operators like and, not, and or during your search. This gets really complicated, and I will go over this individually and help you with any searches anytime you want. So I'm going to, instead of reading it, I'm just going to say that this is very complicated and you can find it online. This topic, if you search on LinkedIn searches and put the word Boolean. So it's in detail in this video. Now, there are 5 tried and true LinkedIn tips to grow your company page followers 500% faster. Now, I didn't pull that just out of a hat. This is pretty well-known statistic that if you complete your LinkedIn company profile fully and you post consistently, and you can even reuse your top content because you've already proven that it will get responses and be popular. And then if you engage colleagues, employees, friends, anyone you can, it really helps. And to promote your company page beyond LinkedIn. Be sure and put it on your website, on your email signature. If you're selling B2B, you really want that on your email. If your ideal clients were to look at your LinkedIn profile right now, what impression would they get of your personal brand, your professionalism, your credibility, and your authority on your subject matter? Would your LinkedIn profile convince your ideal clients you're the right person to help them? If you're not sure, revamp your LinkedIn profile so that it represents you in the best possible light to attract your ideal client. What most people don't realize is that LinkedIn is a search engine, just like Google. Use your keywords in every section. Keywords are the words that people will search on looking for you. So, you write your LinkedIn profile, every section of it, with your ideal clients in mind, what their pain points are and what using your services and products will do for them as opposed to your competition. And when someone comes to your LinkedIn page, you only have 7 seconds to impress a prospect or connection before they click away. And they probably won't come back. Make sure your profile photo is professional. I've seen a lot of photos on there that I can't believe people would put on a professional networking site. Customize your cover image. And that's really hard, but that is prime real estate. You can put text like this on your header. LinkedIn can actually read text, and so can Google. It can be an image and just have the text on it. This header is very difficult to get right. You might have to have a little help from some kind of designer to do it, and we do that. What you say, in your info is, again, prime real estate. This is where most searches come from. So make sure you have your keywords in here. That is your compelling headline. It's the most critical part of your profile. Don't get too creative. Speak the language of your prospects or use their terms so it will resonate with your ideal client, and it will make it easier for them to find you, especially if you have a skill that they're looking for. Copywriting, website design, these are big things that are searched on in LinkedIn. They look for speakers on LinkedIn a lot too, so if you're a speaker, be sure and put that in there. 3 tips to craft a captivating LinkedIn headline. I change mine frequently to see if I can make it better. Set your Vanity URL so that when you send your link out in emails and things like that, it's not full of random numbers and letters. Customize your website fields. That means fill them in. There's 3 different places to put your websites. I have 3 different major websites, so I need those 3 fields. Make sure your contact information is current. I cannot tell you how many times I go in to do a LinkedIn analysis for someone, and the first thing I'd say is this contact information relevant and current? And, oh, no, I need to change that. So there you go. Your About section. That's long. It has 2,000 characters. Lots of room for lots of keywords. Use them. But remember that you only get a few letters, a few characters, and then it'll say show more. So you've got to make sure that you get what you do in those characters that it shows before somebody has to click to see the rest of it. Your story, your background, your credibility. This is where you can build it on your topic and share your accomplishments. Especially, there's another place for people to give you referrals and things like that, but it's good to put them in here too. You can add rich media, GIFs and images, video in your about and work experience sections. Adding rich media, it makes your profile more interactive, and the statistics are huge on that you'll get people to stay longer and read more if you have something interesting on your profile for them to look at. Slide share presentations, PDFs to download. I mean, these are all great things to do that will keep people on your profile and reading and wanting to contact you. The number one thing I see people do incorrectly is their current experience, because you have to ask yourself, are you looking for a job or are you looking for clients? So if you're using this to look for a job, that's great. List all your past jobs. Use this section to list this program if you're looking for clients. So you can look at mine and see, and I think I have a picture of it here later on, but describe your company, most compelling information about your company, your mission, your vision statements, and all your products and services and benefits for the clients, and include a call to action and where to go to get more information. Here it is. Here's mine. So you can see, since I have 31 years in my company, business and marketing growth consultant, because we do consulting for companies big enough to have marketing departments. I just got off a very large contract. Marketing strategy development, that's for the small business. And you can see it says see more on these, so you want to get the right amount on there. And then all the services that we offer with Think Large Consulting. And then after that, I put a couple of my relevant jobs, recent and relevant, and my education. If you have multiple services or niches that you want to highlight, you can create more than one experience section within your current position. This gets a little tricky. I had to figure this out. It took me some trial and error. But, if you'll look, that's what I did here. I've got 3 under Think Large Consulting, and then I've got 2 that are not under Think Large Consulting that are separate previous work experience. Okay. And any volunteer experience, skills and endorsements, any past clients that you can get. It's really, really important to get them to endorse you. When people decide with whom to do business, they're often swayed by the decisions others have made and what they thought about you. At least have 5 recommendations on there from credible people who genuinely vouch for you. If you can't do that, you need to do some free work. That's what I had to do when I started out. Now, we're going to get into messaging here. The best messaging that you can send out creates curiosity and or a feeling of community. Asking questions about their business is the #1 response generator, and offering to help them, like share their information to your connections, inspires reciprocation. And that, I have a degree in psychology, that's a basic psychological principle. When you're talking to existing connections, you want to touch base with them every once in a while. It's been a while since we connected. Can we grab a quick call? Or how you doing? Hoping to get your opinion on something. That one works really well. So that's a good message to send out. If you send a connection request out to the same type of business as you are, of course, mention that you have a lot in common and you'd like to talk to them and refer work to each other. To your ideal client, I enjoy connecting with people and referring business to them from my many connections and groups. I definitely am an influencer, and I use that, and people respond to that. I'm always wanting to know more about their business so I can refer them. LinkedIn messaging. Next, know your objectives. Once you get the small talk out of the way, here's where your strategy comes in. It's up to you to make sure you answer any questions that may lead you to know if they would benefit from being a client. Like for me, it's, do you need more leads? For an Aflac representative, it might be, what if you had to stay home from work and take care of a sick kid? Any type of business really can use LinkedIn. So we have all kinds of representatives and things for companies. You need to set your goal once you've set your strategy. I need to know what motivates people to buy from me. Here's a good message. Figure out what questions you could ask in a survey to get answered by trial and error. Would you still buy this at a 50% markup or whatever? These are good survey questions you can ask in messaging. That is your LinkedIn profile. Now we're going to go to the next step, talk about create a consistent posting schedule. Now, people who post at least once a month, and that's minimum, gain followers 6 times faster than those that don't. That's a LinkedIn statistic, not mine. In addition, company pages with at least 150 followers typically get 5 times more company page views than those with fewer followers. So your goal is to get followers. You should aim to post at least once a week for your company page. And you know what? I have found that I use my personal page more than I do my company page. It's just easier and I get more response that way. We found that our LinkedIn content performs really well if we include the following: a caption, eye-catching images, hashtags, of course. Again, those are your keywords. And, I had added this before. You really shouldn't be adding emojis. They don't like emojis anymore. But questions and bullet points are really good. Again, reuse your top content. They have social media algorithms that only 2 to 6% of your followers probably have seen your previous posts. And if it performed once, it probably will again. 100,000 organic articles weekly are published on LinkedIn. And a lot of these are written by top-level executives at brands. You need to have that rock-solid marketing strategy to get noticed on LinkedIn as far as articles go. And you need a good following, and you need to make sure that they know you've put that article out there. And one of the best things to do is get your friends, colleagues, and employees to spread the word, share things, and help out. I mean, I've got business associates that I work with. It's been a big help. And again, beyond LinkedIn, promote your company page, especially in your email signature and on your blogs, your marketing communications, on your company page. That email is one of the few remaining marketing channels that businesses truly own, where you're not subjected to changing algorithms and newsfeed updates. And on your landing pages, put the LinkedIn follow button. Now, I want to tell you a little bit about a tool that I use. I was talking about the messages, and I was going, well, I've got 13,000 connections. How do I reach them all every month or so? Well, and how do I make new connection requests? Well, it took 3 months before this tool I'm using really paid off with return on investment. But after 3 months, it's steadily made me more and more money. And it's better than any other marketing tool I've ever used. LinkedIn's been great for me. It allows for custom messages as deep as you like. That means if you send out a message and they reply, it can reply automatically. I don't like to do that. Automatic replies too deep. The automatic message is fine. No one will know you sent that message to someone else too. It's not a big deal. Just make it sound real and put real content in it. Don't try to sell anything your first message is out. In fact, don't ever try to sell anything on LinkedIn because they can see what you do. They will ask you if they're interested. So basically, what this tool does is send out the first array of messages, and then you will respond individually to those who respond to you. You can control your search lists. You build them. You can take and delete people off of it once you've built a search list. But again, you have to know how to build a good search list on LinkedIn. And I'm going to go into that a little bit more. TLC Connect, there's some good news and bad news. The bad news is that LinkedIn has changed it so the average person can only reach out to 100 people per week. That change is universal and certainly has created a challenge for us. But with the good news, our development team has really jumped into full gear, and we've implemented some exciting alternate methods to extend our reach past LinkedIn's restrictions. These new upgrades have allowed us to reach even more people per day than before, and we're getting a lot more targeted conversions. Our results are better than they've ever been. So in LinkedIn, first you have to do a search, then submit one message or connection request at a time, which is why I was saying that with a tool, you can send out them all at once. You get a limited amount of searches without buying Navigator, and you can't save a search. But with the tool, it does all that. You can save searches, and you still are limited on the number because LinkedIn, our TLC Connect tool, doesn't really get around any LinkedIn restrictions per se. It has some workarounds, but when it has a connection request at 100 a week, we can't get around that. There are other things that we can do. And if it has, search limits, we really can't, we don't have a way to get around that one. But with the tool, you can save the search instead of rerunning it and it counting as another search against you inside LinkedIn. Now with Navigator, you can save a search, but you don't need to when you have the TLC Connect tool. That's $80-something a month. But I have Navigator for other reasons. I have the premium for other reasons, like to get that gold badge. It's really important. It's that important. So the search results are limited because people are saying it's commercial use if you do more than 100 a week, and they want you to pay for it. LinkedIn only shows the first 30 results for any chosen search. I personally have a way around that. It has nothing to do with the tool, but I can show you that. TLC Connect is built over the LinkedIn database using the API, which is a connection that LinkedIn provides. Some people would tell you that they don't allow programs like this, but they absolutely do. They give us this access. We follow all the LinkedIn rules to the letter. We've never had anyone banned or have any trouble on LinkedIn using this tool, and we've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of customers on this. TLC Connect lets you create a search of your ideal clients in the tool, or to use one, if you have Navigator, you can get better searches on LinkedIn. LinkedIn has search limits. We've already talked about that. They've had them for a long time. They've just made them much stronger lately. And you can't see the whole search on LinkedIn. But you can on the tool. LinkedIn, again, doesn't let you save your searches. The tool will let you. TLC Connect will let you. And it will tell you how many prospects or connections are in the search, which you can then save. You can select the ones on the search that you want to include in the campaign, or by default, it can include them all. It will, once you submit the search, TLC Connect will start sending them out, and all you do is watch and reply, which takes about a half hour a day. So it sends all of them out, it categorizes them, and you're going to see a picture of how it does that on the next slide. The colored boxes are the categories. Replies always float to the top of the list. So if you have like I normally do 1,000 per search. Sometimes I do larger, sometimes I do smaller, but you don't want to go searching through the list for the replies. So they've made it where any replies float to the top of the list, so you don't have to search for it. So you'll see right here, here's your connector search, and you can see that who's replied and who you've replied back to, which means you're talking to them. And you can see just the status you want to see. You can see when it was sent out, your connection request was sent out by looking at the latest activity. You can see, you can go to any page. You can see there's 1,000 pages here. 1 through 30 of 1,000 on this page. So you can flip through the pages and go where you want to do. You can mark any as read, unread. You can delete any off of here that you don't want to be sent out to. So you build your connection campaign after you build your search and connect them. And then as it sends them out, you can see in the tool where they reply by clicking on the previous screen. You can see where they reply. Click on that and it will show you this. So, and you can reply right here. You actually never have to get back on LinkedIn again unless you want to do a premium search. And it gives you all the statistics. I don't have a screenshot of that, but it gives you a ton of statistics. So you know how this tool is working for you. So everything that you can see in the tool, you could also see on LinkedIn because it's the same database. It's just a different view. You can download any search list you create to a CSV file and import it into your CRM and create an email campaign, and also upload it to your Facebook ads as a custom audience. And then you're reaching your audience 3 different ways. You're reaching them through LinkedIn, through your email campaign, and through Facebook ads. So, you know, we do Facebook, LinkedIn, and Google ads for our customers. Right now on the automation tool, we've dropped the pricing significantly to help out the small businesses that lost the ability to network in person during the pandemic so that they can move to the #1 selling platform on the internet. However, now that that's over, we're returning to our previous pricing after today. You have to understand LinkedIn is the future of networking. It's only growing because of all these problems. LinkedIn has kept up with the growth. So it all comes down to one simple question. If lead generation is a priority for you, if networking in local groups doesn't seem like a good option for your future, plus the expense of time and money going in person, or if you'd like to attract high-quality leads who can afford your services without leaving your house, LinkedIn automation is for you. Based on the price of your services, would getting just one new client be worth the investment in the service? I'm going to show you the pricing here in a minute. Imagine if it only took one new client a month and you're getting 40 to 80 qualified leads a month. So you should be doing pretty good sales off this. Again, it depends on your product and your strategy. And once you get into the rhythm and you figure out how it works, the sky's the limit. I mean, there's so many things you can do with this. So LinkedIn is great for B2B companies. If you sell to other businesses, it's popular with success-oriented realtors, financial professionals, because they can't run ads like other professionals, but all professionals will benefit from TLC Connect automation. This tool has proven 20 to 30% connection request acceptance if you follow our guidelines, and then just typically from running ads in any marketing, there's usually a 3% out of that sales return on investment. So it saves you approximately 10 hours a week. If you're doing the marketing you should be doing anyway. The other services that we offer at Think Large Consulting, we have a Google domination package where you just tell us your niche, your market, and your location. That's it. We don't need a website. We don't need anything. And we get you top ranking results in the top 3 in hours, not months. And it's about $3 a listing is what it works out to. So we've been doing this for 9 years. It's all white hat. We still have listings from 9 years ago. We do the page, like landing page listings, video, press releases. We do it all for you. It's so inexpensive, and nobody else offers this because they have not figured out what Google needs to put it right at the top. We do marketing strategy development. You develop your marketing strategy plans with us, and we've been in the marketing business since 1993. Do a lot of research. If your ideal clients are on LinkedIn and 1 or 2 sales a month will cover the cost, and you can scale your business to handle more customers, you can go to tlcb2b.com and sign up right now to get pandemic pricing before it's gone. We have 2 programs, the Do-It-Yourself We set it up, we train you, we start you off, but then you run your campaigns after the first one yourself. You have admin access to monitor and respond to any messages. And then we have the Done For You program, where basically we do everything for you. The first responses we generate, we'll reply back to them, but not after that. When it gets personal, that's when we let you know, and then you jump in. So the do-it-yourself right now, it's $50 a month off at $3.97 a month, and it's $50 a month off on the Done For You as well. Most people see a return on investment from 2 to 3 months. And so, because some sales cycles are longer than others, especially for high-ticket items, and only the most active LinkedIn users check their account more than weekly. You have to give that a little time to work. When you send a campaign out, you may be getting answers and responses to that campaign for months afterwards. And that's really cool because it's still paying off months later. So we do a marketing strategy plan development program. Right now it's $100 off. It's a one-time fee, $8.97. These are all the things we do. We cover that on the website. As a bonus, if you sign up for that today, you'll get $50 a month off the $3.97 Do-It-Yourself TLC Connect program. That is a big bonus, pretty much right at our cost. Then we have one more offer, the TLC Personal LinkedIn Profile Analysis. Again, it's down $68 today. That also gives you a bonus of $20 a month off the Connect program. Here's our contact information, info@thinklargeconsulting.com, or schedule a free consult at thinklargeconsulting.com. And my phone number is here. Again, this video will be available on Think Large Consulting. Sign up right now to get the pandemic pricing before it's gone. We thank you for your time and attention. And here's my contact information again. I hope to talk to you soon.